Well, hello everyone. Good morning. Welcome to Yoga Universe presented by Grind TV. We practice yoga from all over the universe, and today we are deep on a glacier bed on a beautiful lake. My name is Meg Twazin-Shamai from Summit to Sea Yoga and Retreats, and this is Helen Schettini, a professional snowboarder in backcountry from Whistler, Canada. She lives in Encinitas, California in the summer months to take advantage of the surf, sun, and the healthy lifestyle. We're really excited to have Helen on board with us today. So first we're just going to ask a couple questions for you so we can get to know you and you guys can get to know her a little bit more. So Helen, what are you up to this season?
I'm going to be heading back up to Canada in the next week or so and just kind of get back into the snowboarding vibe and just do some fun early season riding. And then throughout the winter, we generally just follow, the powder, the snow, a lot like how surfers just follow the swell. So we just kind of see where it's going to get good, and then we go there.
Awesome. That's great. And how do you do, what do you do for your training? What's that look like?
Summer to winter, it's pretty different. In the summer, I'm very focused on going to the gym a lot. I've just become really kind of obsessed with surfing, so I'm usually out in the water quite a bit too. I do a little bit of yoga, but most of the time yoga is saved for my winter time because I'm usually out in the mountains so much and I just need a lot of time to kind of decompress, so for my mind and my body and just to kind of stretch out after those long days.
Nice. You like the outdoors.
Yeah.
So you mentioned your little bit of yoga practice. What styles of yoga do you do when you practice it on your
It goes
seasons?
both ways. I do some more active power yoga, things like that, sometimes when you want to get a little bit of a sweat going and some good, muscle movement. But I do really enjoy restorative for the body, but so much for the head to just kind of relax you after those kind of adrenaline pumping days. You kind of need some downtime to just get back to normal.
Yeah, right. The visualization, the breathing, so important
Yeah.
to ground you in your sports. And so do you have any injuries or what's going on with your body right now? Or do you have anything that's affecting you today or that you're working on in rehab?
Nothing. Knock on wood. I'm doing really well. My body's great. Neck is always an issue that I'm working on just from all the whiplashes from so many years of snowboarding. Surfing obviously riles it up a lot as well. So usually about once a month or so, my neck kind of gets pretty stiff. So that's always something to work towards. One other thing, I have an ear infection right now, so I can't do too much balancing. My equilibrium's a little bit off. Yeah. But other than that, no, my body's feeling good. I'm excited for the winter.
Awesome. And where are you off to next?
I am going to be
Your destination?
heading back home, which is Whistler, British Columbia, Canada. That's where home is, and so I'll be heading back up there for December.
Nice. Yay.
Yeah.
Very exciting. Well, today we have a special class designed for all of you snowboarders out there, and it's actually catered to more of a yoga flow for your neck, and it's more of a therapeutic flow, just to strengthen and support your neck, a little bit of your back, and some hips as well, to keep everybody strong and supported for this next season of outdoor playtime. All right, so let's get started. First, you can stay on your block, actually.
Okay.
I'm going to start. If it's comfortable for your knees, you can either keep the knees forward or you can take your legs out forward, depending on your knees. And I like to actually set the ankles to ankle. Yep. And then release your glutes so that your hips roll forward just a little bit over the hips. And then just feel your lower core pull in. And close your eyes. Place your palms on your knees. And just feel a whole lot of length starting from the root of your tailbone, the base of your spine, lengthening all the way up through the back body to the very crown of your head. And then it's always important just to connect to your breath right now and just to slow down everything. So take a deep breath in through your nose and an open mouth exhale. Another deep breath in and release. And just last one deep breath in and release it out. Good. Now start to welcome in your Ujjayi breathing, which is the breath of yoga. As you inhale through your nose and exhale through your nose. creating this little whisper in the back of your throat. And I like to think of starting the breaths at the very base root of the pelvis, deep within the earth, and then draw the breath as you inhale all the way up through the front body. Let the breaths reach the very top of that inhale, and then as you exhale, just glide your breaths down your back body like a waterfall. Feel the breaths reach that very base of the exhale, and then again loop the breaths up through the front body. Suspending the breaths at the top and then gliding down the back body. So now start to focus on your alignment in your posture. So as you breathe in, feel the length of your spine, and now glide your fingertips just behind your thighs. Let your fingertips almost touch the floor to feel the shoulders not only roll up, but then slightly back and down. Yeah, and then you can prong your fingertips to the floor beside you so that your arms become nice and straight. And you feel the length on the whole scalene muscles, the side of your neck. Nice. And then pull your ears back and your chin back just a little bit, as if you're kind of lengthening and like leaning back into a wall. Nice. And so continue with your breaths. This will help ground you and slow everything down. And then as you draw length, visually length on the side scaling muscles of your neck, even the occipital, the very top portion of your neck where the skull meets the base bottom of the neck muscles. Feel the same looping breaths just to ground you and to invigorate you right here. And so, as Helen has some neck problems or neck issues right now, sometimes, like she said, mentioned, surfing can even aggravate that. Your trapezius can get really tight when you're paddling, when you're looking up, when you're doing a lot of this extension where your chin is lifted. And so to support her with her neck as well, I'm going to use a little bit of essential oils. And this is Young Living Lavender Essential Oil to support that releasing of any tightness in her neck. It's really good for muscle aching. Thank you. You're welcome. And this softening in that tightness of the muscles. So your neck gets really sore, especially when you've had past injuries, and if anything kind of disrupts it, it can kind of aggravate it as well. So instead of her body clinging on to protecting, hopefully this will start to soften and slow everything down and release and relax. So take 2 more deep breaths. And as she's building length on her fingertips, like she's drawing the fingertips down into the earth, her heart is lifting. She's still connected to her front body and her core especially, which ultimately supports her back body and her low back and her glutes even. This is a great time to set the tone for your day. Maybe choose an intention or a mantra. That's always great to start with. Just choosing your attitude for today. Some positivity, some nourishment, or a friendly reminder for you. Nice. All right, so when you're ready, next inhale, you can slowly open your eyes and then just come forward, facing your crown of your head this way. Come to tabletop position, stacking your shoulders over wrists, hips over your knees. And then anchor the tops of your feet down, so that your toenails actually can root. There you go, good. Spread your fingers nice and wide. And as you inhale, dip your belly, allow your heart to lengthen forward, and then keep your head and your neck almost neutral, but just broaden the collarbones and draw them back and down, yes. And then as you exhale, round and hollow out. Draw your chin toward your chest, really puff up your whole back body. You can crunch the chin in, releasing right here in the trapezius, tucking through the tailbone, anchoring into the tops of your feet, nice. And then inhale again, tip your belly, heart tugs forward, fingers spread, gaze is neutral, and then exhale to round and hollow. So this is a really great go-to exercise and a little bit of a flow as you connect breath to movement. Inhale again, dipping the belly. This awakens all areas of your spine, and then exhale to round It awakens your neck, the collarbones, the front body, and the back body. Take one more, breathe in. Yep, and then breathe out. Nice. And then find your neutral spine. Now curl your toes under and just draw big circles way over to one side so hips can graze your heels. Yeah. And you can take this as slowly or as quickly as you'd like. Slowly is nice, is really good. It's almost better. Yeah. Really great to awaken in your hips. Even your toes and your ankles. And then you can switch directions. Connecting to your fingers and your breath. Nice. And then come on to tabletop neutral spine, and then you'll just flip over to your bum. And we're going to move through a really nice couple exercises to alleviate tension in your neck. So go ahead and come on, lay down, Helen. And we're placing this this blanket so that it is releasing in, it's meeting to where the occipital the occipital spine is connecting to like the lower part of her skull, and then it's also supporting like the upper neck as well, like right into her upper traps area. So if you need to come back a little bit more, do you feel it? It might be too large of a round. Does that feel good? Feels good? Okay.
It feels good.
So sometimes even just staying right here is really, really nice. It really releases, gravity does a lot of the work for you. Her feet are at hips width distance, feet are rooted down, her shoulders, and everything can start to relax and soften. So just letting that part, the gravity, do the work here. So she can stay right here for a couple breaths, and then when you're ready, go ahead and wrap your palms around your crown, sort of like you're tucking into a little ball, elbows point to the sky. Nice. Now as you soften your shoulders down, shoulder blades move down towards the earth. There's just a little bit of a tension traction as you draw the elbows towards the knees. Yeah, keeping the head there though, and fingertips back, and they kind of cup your palm, cup your head like so. Yeah, so you can turn your hands like this. There we go, yeah. So you're keeping your head down, but the shoulder blades are doing more of the work to draw down. This helps to alleviate that tension in the upper neck, in the posterior lateral trapezius, and the levator scapula, even in the deltoids. And then her feet are still at hips width distance. Go ahead and widen them a little bit. There you go. Nice. So a couple breaths. Low back is released down. Nice. Good. One more breath. Awesome. All right, so now just go ahead and relax your arms down, and then place your left arm forward and bend into your right elbow and slide your palm with your knuckles facing the sky underneath like the small of your back, the low arch of your back, so that your fingertips tuck all the way to the outside underneath. How's that for your shoulder? If this is too intense, you can always meet your palm about midway to your back. So even here, your shoulder, right shoulder, should now start to soften down. Again, gravity is doing more of the work. And your feet are rooted, you're still breathing. So just due to time today, I would encourage you guys to move through this exercise and take 15 to 20 breaths on each side. We'll do about 5 to 7 breaths. Nice. Awesome. And this is called the arm under blanket stretch. So it really helps with the tension that that can accumulate here due to stress, injury, just overworking, overuse for anyone that has almost rounded shoulders. And that's kind of what happens for us as we age. Gravity's happening, and we get into this position where we're rounding and rolling forward, even like driving, texting, all that stuff. So when you actually have this conscious awakening into your posture and do exercises like these, we'll go ahead and switch. So you can release slowly, and then left arm slides underneath, fingertips tuck through. Yep. Now this time you're relaxing in the left arm, and then the scapula and shoulder blade is sliding down. Helen even mentioned earlier when we were speaking about her using a towel for her neck and when she sleeps at night. So, and I've had neck issues as well, and I'm even feeling tight just also from surfing and then it's interesting because even stress or whatever you're going through for me, it can affect, especially in the upper traps and get all tight and crunched. So this should feel really good.
I've had such good sleeps with the towel.
Nice. That's great.
Yeah, it's good.
Yay. I have this pillow that is like, it's tapered in the inside. It's very rectangular and it has like so when I side sleep, it gives enough lift so it's not crunching the shoulder. So and your sleep is very important to get that posture going. And it tapers down at the mid part of the neck, kind of like a towel. Okay, one more breath. Nice, and then slowly release. All right, so now we'll go ahead and face to your left, land to your left side, and you might adjust your towel. Good. And extend your bottom arm forward. Nice. Now extend the top arm up and over like you're crunching your palms, but bend the bottom elbow so that your bottom palm can actually wrap around the top wrist. Yeah, good. Now you'll start to feel a little traction with the bottom palm to tug this right shoulder back. Nice. And you can almost start to let the top palm fingertips touch the floor so the bottom elbow will bend. So relax into your neck and shoulder. So you can stay here as you tug the shoulder blade back and down and start to broaden the collarbones. If you want to go deeper, this front top knee can open up so that your feet root down. The feet can touch the mat. You can even reach the bottom knee to come up as well. So the feet are hips width distance. This is a gentle twist as well as you track the bottom palm forward and pull this shoulder back. Again, the neck is relaxed, creating space, this time moving into the lateral side. Nice. All right, so you can slowly release. Go ahead and just come onto your back if that feels okay. And we'll face the right side. All right. And exactly, extend the bottom arm. Relax into the neck and the shoulder, and then again, there's a little traction of this left shoulder back and down. And then to go deeper, this top knee can reach toward the sky, the foot can root down, and then even the bottom foot can plug down, the knee can reach up. Yeah. And so sometimes it's like we have this like bit of satisfaction where we want everything to feel good right away. And with anything with posture, and you want, the more consistency that you do, the more results that you will see. It's just like training and practicing and doing anything really. The more mindset you put to it, the more determination, consistency, you will feel results. So, okay, good. So go ahead and come onto your forward fold, actually to your all fours rather. We'll do a couple more cat-cows, breathing in. Dip your belly, heart tucks forward and through, and then exhale to round and to hollow out. Good, one more, breathe in, and then breathe out. Awesome, so neutral spine. Go ahead and just step on up to a standing forward fold, but this is called, it's like knees bent a whole lot. This is like a standing child's pose. So you're draping your torso on your thighs actually, and the palms can even just relax down beside you. Your knees can bend a whole lot, especially in the morning if you're feeling extra tight, which most of us are. You're really feeling your ribs touch your thighs. Your feet are at hips width distance, toes point forward, and everything here in your neck and your shoulders are actually really relaxed. So this creates this alleviation of, again, the gravity from your neck. There's a whole lot of, our heads weigh, what they say, 3 to 5 pounds, and we have this tiny little vertebra supporting you. So when anything gets jolted or knocked around or emotionally distraught or stressed, then you might feel that here. So again, breathing into the upper neck, the trapezius, scapula, even way deep into your deltoids. 3 more deep breaths. How does it feel?
Feels so good.
Good. All right, so on her next in-breath, or your next in-breath, you'll ground into your feet, keep that soft bend in your knees, and slowly roll up, one vertebra at a time. Now start to connect to your core and your front body. Nice. And take a deep breath in. This time, stretch your arms up and overhead. Reach for the sky and the clouds. And then relax your arms down by your sides. Nice. And then we'll go ahead and turn forward. Keep your feet hips width distance. And then go ahead and stretch your left arm up and over. And place your palm towards the right ear with your elbow up towards the sky. Nice. Now you'll reach the right arm up and like you're reaching for the top of your shoulder. Now send your left elbow, left shoulder toward the left. And without forcing it, keep your feet at hips width. Just create this little bit of tailbone dipping, not super tucked, but just connection to your front body, your core. Nice. And then again, we're moving into this lateral, nice side stretch of your neck. And then the fingertips, this is also great for your shoulder, opening through the shoulder. Yeah. 3 breaths there. Connection to your breath again, always supporting you, slowing everything down, giving you a really clear headspace. All right, let's go ahead and switch. So releasing the palm down, arms up and overhead, big breath in. And then the right arm can wrap, left fingertips to the elbow, and then just slowly lean. So just check in with your neck so that your chin is not lifted up or tucking down. There's a sweet spot where you're not cranking on the side of your neck. You're drawing the left elbow down, creating space. So we have all this fascia, the scalene muscles in our body, the fascia that holds everything together like glue. It's kind of like a spider webs. And so when we can get into that fascia, all that connective tissue, it's actually lengthening and releasing and strengthening all of the main power muscles. Yeah. Good. And 2 more deep breaths. Awesome. And then slowly come on back up. Good. Nice. So go ahead and keep your feet hips width, and this is always good to do. Just roll the shoulders up toward your ears and relax them down. And just 2 more. Roll the shoulders up. You can bend the knees a little bit and relax them down. Nice. This time let's go forward. Breathe in. Butterfly strokes, and then exhale. Relax them down. Good. 1 more. Nice. Relax them down. Good. Now extend your left arm forward and your right arm back. Yeah. So keeping your hips parallel to the front and the top, just start to turn and lead with your chest, and your gaze follows lastly. Yeah. Good. So this is like a standing twist without laying down on anything to use gravity. So without cranking on it, just kind of feel your breath here. Try to keep your hips straight forward and parallel to the front. You'll start to open up through the chest. The neck lengthens up like there's a little string attached to the crown of your head. You'll start to open up through the shoulders, connect to your core. So again, we're inviting this twist across the entire spine. Nice. And without cranking on the neck, you might feel the longer that you stay in the posture, the more stretch and the more opening you become. A little wider. Good. And then 1 more breath. Awesome. And let's go ahead and move through nice and slowly, and we'll switch directions. So keeping the feet hips width, extending left arm like headlights, your hips point forward. And sometimes you can feel even like a pinch in your scapula at the left. I know I've felt that before. So just be really mindful of, the cranking too much. And then again, try to square the hips, forward. And then breathe through the chest, lengthen through the crown. Nice. And you can keep the fingers spread out nice and wide. Awesome. And sometimes when you breathe, even like your chest expands. You can feel a little like cracking in your chest. Good. All right, one more deep breath. Awesome. And then slowly come all the way back. Good. So we'll stretch your arms up and overhead. Take a deep breath in. And now stretch your arms forward, bend your knees, keep your feet forward, see that they're hips width distance. Yep, and then come all the way down. Prong your fingertips to the floor, and we'll use a block, sure, yeah. And then place your left palm down or fingertips down, and you'll extend your right arm up. Now you can keep a soft bend in your left knee, but I like to even either keep the block tall or fingertips tall so that the heart tugs forward. Yeah, nice. And you're creating this nice broadening through your chest again without cranking on the neck. Let's turn the block so it's this way. Yeah, perfect. And then over time, you can start to bend or straighten this left leg without forcing it, but you'll also awaken through the hips and the low back as well, so that you're rooting down through this whole right side from your pinky toe up through the glutes and the IT band. Nice. One more breath. And then slowly release. Switch sides. Right fingertips or palm roots down. Extend your left arm up. Lengthen the crown of your head. Ground your left toes. Yeah, nice. And really extend through the big toes especially. There's like the powerhouse of our feet. Think of your spine being pulled in opposite directions from the tailbone out through the crown. Okay, take one more breath. And slowly release. Nice. So you can go ahead and drape down, take that standing child's pose for a moment with your knees bent, torso drapes toward your thighs, head relaxes a whole lot. And then let's go ahead and just turn your torso to face the right side, the back of your mat, yeah. Place your palms down and just step to a plank position. And just for a moment, feeling length from the crown all the way down through the heels. Fingers spread nice and wide. Now lower to your knees. Puppy pose, so stretch your arms forward. Yeah, let your heart dip down so that your hips stay stacked over your knees. You can keep the toes curled under or root the toenails down. I like toes curled under personally myself too. And then you can either rest the forehead. So the forehead can rest first. Yeah, we'll take more of a restorative. And then over time you can let the chin and the chest release, but we'll just focus on the releasing and the spreading out of the upper neck and the trapezius right here. Yeah. And there's just a light tug and tension with the palms, the tracking of the heart pulling back. And of course the breaths right there. Awesome. We just have a couple more postures to go. All right, so when you are ready, let's go ahead and rise or slide forward onto your belly for Sphinx now. So you can root your feet down and you can separate your feet to the wide edges of your mat. Yeah, good. Relax down so that your shoulders now stack right over your elbows and you're using your bone structure to lift your chest. So slide your elbows forward just a little bit more. Yeah, there you go. Spread your fingers wide, soften the shoulders back and down, and then just keep your head and neck neutral. Again, think of your crown lengthening up the sides of your neck, becoming nice and long, and the shoulders softening down. Now you can use a little bit of traction of your forearms down and the heart tugs forward. Spread the fingers nice and wide. And you can even feel like your lower ribs touch the floor and the ground. And then visualization, just like in any sport, I'm sure Helen does this as well, just to visualize really like your performance, whether you're bombing down a hill, a giant mountain going super fast, going through trees, you know, letting the powder blow up in your face. You can really imagine like clean lines, smooth, graceful. Same thing for your body. Same thing for your neck, right? If you're feeling tightness in your neck or congestion or pain in your body, send attention and energy there. Create space to where that discomfort is happening. Good, 5 more breaths. And sometimes the slowing down part for some of us, most of us, can be challenging. So taking this restorative alignment in your practice, it supports you in your mind, helps slows things down from the inside out, so even when life happens, that your reactions are less intense. Nice. All right, so slowly come on down, releasing your forehead to the back of your palms and let your elbows reach out wide. Yeah. All right, and then go ahead and place your palms down by your lower ribs. Curl your toes under. We'll move on to upward facing dog. So if you want to go into that half part, you can. Yep, just to nice. So your toes are rooted down, feet can draw in just a little more narrow, but this should feel like your whole spine and everything is pretty prepared for broadening through here. Gaze again is neutral, legs stay really strong, fingers are strong and active. Nice, one more breath, broadening through the chest and the collarbones. And then exhale, go ahead and just lower down to your hips, come on down to your chest again. Palm to palm, elbows out nice and wide. And just relax into your upper neck, your body, your hips. Now let's rise to tabletop position. Rise to push down, and then let's just slice this right knee. Let's place the right knee to half pigeon toward the right wrist and extend the left knee back. Yeah. And I like to either frame my palms. You can use blocks if you'd like, props, whether you wedge it underneath the right hip. You can either stay up, this is a gentle back bend as well, or you can come on down to your elbows and your forearms. And is this okay for your knee?
It feels so good.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I've got good knees.
Nice, great. So to make it a little more active, just feel the back leg really stretch long, far back towards the other glacier next to us. It's really beautiful.
I like to see these glaciers.
Yeah. And then you can track this right hip way, way back. Right, so there's a little bit of like this scissor slicing action, and then you can even get your forearms and your elbows involved. So you're tracking them down and you're tugging your crown forward to the other glacier in front of us. Good. And just 8 really deep breaths. Again, coming back to that visualizing of the inhales wrapping over the front body, and the exhales down the back body. And because Helen has a little bit of an ear infection, this, I'm not putting this necessarily on her ear, but thieves is really great just to kick out any congestion and viruses. It's really good for colds. And so
What
just
is this
to
oil?
feel, this is called thieves. So it's a blend of clove and cinnamon, eucalyptus, and lemon.
Wow.
And rosemary. So really good for kicking out inflammation. I take a drop of this in my mouth every day in my tea. You can cook with it. Really just boosts your immune system. So it's a great go-to essential oil. It's clean, it's pure. That's why it's safe to ingest. All right, so when you're ready, rise back up to your palms. And we'll just take it like a three-legged tabletop position. So extend this right knee back, and you can lower it to your left knee all the way down, yep. And then you're just extending, left knee down, there you go. And then just extending this leg back just to release the fascia on this right hip flexor. Yes, good. And then release. So we'll switch sides now. Your left knee can come forward. Again, lifting through your chest, shoulders, and just each side's a little different, so just tune into that. You can stay up for a little bit. We can also wedge a block on this side if you need it. Let me know. And then just feeling the length again. This is a gentle low back opener, gentle spine opener, heart opener, and then a whole lot of space in the right hip flexor. Lifting through the chest, broadening through the collarbones, again, creating space right here from the shoulders to your ears. And then if you'd like to come on down, you can. Again, making it really active. So the front shin tugs back. And then this right hip almost tugs forward, but you're still creating space, sending the toes back. And so our work, besides just the yoga practice, is also that same postural alignment like I mentioned earlier. So when we're waiting in line at the grocery store, when we're at our desk or driving or sitting down, to think of a string attached to your chest, heart lifts up, shoulders roll back and down, and then it's that same space from your ears to your collarbones so that we're avoiding this slow crunching in, rounding. We're working with gravity, making us do work, really. And then that mindful breathing, and I'll do one more drop of lavender on Helen's neck and shoulders, even on her scapula, trapezius. I asked Helen also earlier what she does as well to support her neck, and she said she goes to acupuncture also, right?
I do.
Which is great.
It's such a good practitioner. I feel like it really helps.
Nice. Do you go here?
I do go here. Yeah,
Mhm.
I kind of go wherever.
Okay, good.
I initially started going purely for more to recover, mentally, just with like long winters, and sometimes you get just stressed out and things.
Yeah.
So I started going for that, and then I realized it's so good for body as well.
Yes. Creating the prana flow and energy. Yeah. Injuries.
Yeah.
So good. Okay, take 2 more breaths. All right, and slowly rise back up to your palms. Slide the back knee forward to just take that 3-legged tabletop. So you're rooting the knee and extending the left knee out. Try to keep the hips nice and level, nice. And then slowly release, tabletop. And then last one, inhale to cow pose. Broaden the collarbones. Keep your head neck neutral. And then exhale, round and hollow out. One more, inhale. This time as you exhale, draw the knees wide, child's pose, send the hips back toward your heels. And just final 3 breaths. And this is a good time in our last posture just to chime back in to your intention for setting the tone for your day. All right, and then slowly rise, come back to tabletop. And just face forward. You can sit on the block. Lift up through your chest and choose any legs again, how you sit. Release your glutes, your hip bones spill forward just a little bit. You have this natural curve in your low back. And this time, place your palms on your knees, lift your chest up, heart up. Lengthen through the crown, pull your ears back and your chin back. And take a deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale. One more deep breath in. Let it go. So I'm just going to move through a short series of some alternate nostril breathing. So this might help with your ears as well. So just place your right thumb over your right nostril. Exhale through your mouth first. Seal your lips and inhale through your left nostril. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath at the top. Seal your left nostril. Exhale through the right for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath at the bottom. Inhale through the right for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath, seal the right. Exhale through the left for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath at the bottom for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release your palms to face upward, holding the breath at the bottom, creating that same tall posture. And then inhale through your nose. Open your mouth, exhale. Place your palms to heart. Bow your chin toward your beautiful hearts, honoring your efforts to continue your practice and your work. And thank you so much for participating, Helen, and each and every one of you out there. With love and light, namaste.
Namaste.
Thank
you.
Thank you.
That was amazing.
Oh, good.
Neck
Yes.
and body feels incredible.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So good.
Thank you.
Thanks, you guys, for joining as well. So we have some questions I see out there. Thanks for piping in. Katie asked a question. What kind of diet do you follow during the season, Helen?
My diet's pretty similar from season to season. I'm very much into, whole foods. I love cooking, so I rarely eat out. I rarely eat anything that's processed, so I'm just using, whole vegetables, fruits. I eat a lot of good fats, things like that. I do eat meat, but just, very organic, very environmental types. And I generally just, try and create new recipes as often as I can.
Awesome. That's great.
Yeah.
Love to cook. It's the way to go.
It is.
All right, Jen has a question. Where are the next stops on your film tour, and how can she see the film if she doesn't live near a tour stop?
So the film that Jen is referring to is Full Moon Films. It's a 2-year female backcountry project that we just released this fall. The film tour is now over, but it's our movie's on iTunes. It's on Xbox. It's on a bunch of different areas. Trans World Snowboarding as well is going to be releasing an edit of it, so just stay tuned for that. But yeah, if you want to see it right now, you can go to iTunes and purchase it.
Awesome. And what's it called again?
It's called Full Moon Film.
Full Moon Film. So cool. 4 girls?
It's actually 7 girls.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
It's pretty
fun.
incredible.
Nice. Very cool. All right, Danny has a question. Where are your favorite snowboarding spots during the peak season?
Well, I live in Whistler purely because it's the best place on earth for snowboarding. The terrain, the snow quality, everything. You can't beat that place. Aside from Whistler, Japan is absolutely incredible, the best snow ever. And I really absolutely love Alaska. It's just so vast and just kind of jaw-dropping, and it's wild to go see. So those are probably my top 3s.
So cool. Oh, places I want to go. You guys taking notes?
Yeah.
I am. Are you jumping out of a helicopter and stuff for most of these?
There's definitely, Alaska is all helicopters.
Yeah.
Whistler, we definitely do helicopters, but it's more snowmobiling.
Yeah.
And Japan, you just hike. You just hike all day.
Just truck it up.
Yeah, so that's why stretching and it's taking care of your body and trying to be ready and fit for the season is so important. Otherwise, you're not going to last.
Yeah, your legs are going to fall off.
Yeah.
I'm just joking. That's so cool. Okay, Jeremy also has a question. What has been your worst injury, and how long did you need to recover?
I think the worst injuries, I've actually broken my tib and fib, so tibia fibulus, 3 times.
Oh, man.
That was back when I used to do contests. I used to ride half pipe. So you're dealing with a really icy situations. So those were the longest recoveries, surgery for them and on crutches for about 8 weeks, and then it takes you a solid 6 months to get back into snowboarding. So those have always been the worst injuries, but knock on wood, that was in 2003, 2004, 2005, and since then I kind of moved into powder and riding backcountry and things like that. So and I've just started to take a lot better care of myself.
Yeah.
So yeah, the injuries are few and far between these days.
Yeah, that's great. Falling on some softer stuff.
Exactly.
Do you have any residual pain or anything anymore?
I definitely do. Yeah, riding really hard landings, the legs still get really, it almost feels like if you're like ringing a bell, and if I land really hard, I feel like the bones are almost like shaking.
Wow.
So
yeah.
it's definitely an odd feeling. So that's why I've kind of moved on into backcountry, because it's much softer landings and it's way more fun. So why wouldn't you?
Right.
Yeah.
Totally. That's great. All right. Last question. Megan asked, when did you start surfing, and was it an easy transition from snowboarding?
You would think that there would be some sort of familiarity with starting surfing after being a professional snowboarder. All I can say is I probably fare better once I'm actually standing on the wave. I probably do better than a surfer that has never snowboarded. But 90% of the first 3-4 years of learning how to surf is reading the waves, learning how to get up, reading the water, doing all those things. And so that has absolutely no relevance to snowboarding.
Right.
So once I'm getting better, so the actual standing part, I'm doing better going down the line and things, but the start of surfing is nothing like snowboarding. So it doesn't really help.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's also just continued practice.
Exactly. Yeah. I went through a phase where I didn't even love surfing that much, but I knew I could. So I would just it was almost like a chore, but I was like, I just got to keep going. I got to keep going. And then I think it was last summer is when all of a sudden I got the bug and I got excited because, you get through that one phase.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now I just froth over it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. So fun. A couple more. So from Troy, for me, if yoga makes you soar, are you doing it too hard? If yoga makes you soar, are you doing it too hard? Good question, Troy. When we do anything, actually, and if our body is reacting to being sore, it doesn't necessarily mean you're pushing yourself too hard. I always think that a day off is really important for any athlete or anybody doing anything physical. So, but being sore, it's actually a good thing. It's like, oh, my body's working, it's waking up, moving the stronger fascia, the muscles, and so just check in if it's too sore, like you can't walk. Or you're getting constant residual pain, maybe in your low back. Sometimes that can happen, especially with a lot of the flexion in certain styles of yoga. You want to be mindful of that and practice just being conscious of backing off, plugging back in, doing a different style of yoga that can actually complement the other one that's working you too hard. And then, and then from Helen, another Helen, Hannah wants to know when you're heading to Whistler.
Hi, Hannah.
Oh.
I was planning on coming to Whistler for opening day tomorrow, but with this ear infection, I'm not allowed to fly for a week. So I am hoping to head back up there maybe next Monday, depending on how this whole ear thing goes. So I hope to see you up there soon.
Nice. Your friend.
Yeah.
Well, great. That was all for the questions. You guys, thank you so much for tuning in to Yoga Universe with Grind TV. We are here every Tuesday, most Tuesdays, but just plug in to hear from us. We've got great athletes coming up in our future and in this season. So stay tuned in for live Facebook. You can also check us out at Grind TV at the YouTube page as well. And we'd love to have you. Thanks for joining in.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Have a great season.
Thank you.
And let's follow Helen and see what she's up to. Have a good one, guys. Bye.